You may have logged into your Seller Central and noticed this message appearing. Attention, automatic enrollment in remote fulfillment. Reach new international customers. Your enrollment in remote fulfillment begins in 45 days. Learn more. You can click on Learn More, and it'll take you to this website where it tells you a little bit over remote fulfillment. And you can read it, and it's great information, but there's one piece of information that this does not give you, that I will give you so you can really clear your expectations with remote fulfillment. Now, with remote fulfillment, you can reach customers in Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. Brazil wasn't part of the original plan, but now it is. Now you can reach Brazilian customers, which this sounds great because you don't have to have a warehouse or presence in these countries. You can have your inventory in the United States and you can reach a whole new market. It sounds really, really good to enroll. It doesn't cost you anything. What happens is as it says here, by enrolling in remote fulfillment with FBA, you're allowing built international listings to duplicate your US offers in Brazil, Canada, or Mexico. So this is going to do it automatically. It's going to duplicate your offer. So when you create something in the United States, it's going to automatically appear in these countries depending on if your product is allowed to be there. So if you sell a certain type of supplement, right, something that has caffeine, for example, Mexico, there are some rules about Mexico where it has to be completely in Spanish or whatever. So you won't be allowed in Mexico. Probably not Canada either because it has to be bilingual. It's got to be English and French, and probably not Brazil either. So you probably won't even be eligible for remote fulfillment in that case. So it really depends on your product. So if you're selling, let's say, a pen or like a journal, these are products that are commonly allowed in all of these different countries. So if you're selling a pen or a journal, you're going to build your listing in the United States, and that's going to be automatically duplicated into these three countries. The set price is also going to match what you have in the United States, and it's going to account for conversions. So the price isn't going to be perfect because there are some differences. There are some things to know. Okay. So when you sell something on Amazon FBA, you pay what's known as a fulfillment fee. It's completely normal. You've probably done it many times and you've seen that on your listing, you see the fulfillment fee for the United States. Now, if you're going to look at the Canada, Mexico, or Brazil to see what your fulfillment fee is, it's going to be higher. So you have to account for that in your pricing. You have to increase your price or whatever it is that you want to do because your fulfillment fee, your FBA fee will be higher if your inventory is in the United States and you're selling in Brazil or something, or Canada or Mexico. So that's one thing to look for. Number two, this is something that affected me a lot. The transit time for customers in Brazil, Canada, and Mexico, if your inventory is in the United States, will be longer. So, in the United States, something that takes 2 to 3 business days to receive in, will take like 5 to 7 in Canada, or even 5 to 7 in Mexico, and God knows how long in Brazil. Your customers will see this, and it will impact sales. You will look at these countries and say, well, it's just not worth it. But the reality is, these customers are looking at how long it's going to take to get this product to them. And it's going to take 5 to 7 business or maybe even longer. And they're going to decide not to buy. So remember this, when creating advertising if you're using remote fulfillment and you're creating advertisement campaigns to move your product in these countries that you just enrolled in, you have to take the transit time into account. Because when you take the transit time into account, your offer, when it's being promoted, it's no longer going to be that attractive. And you're going to be spending a lot of money on advertisements in these countries, and you're not really going to get a result of it, not because it's your fault, it's because of remote fulfillment. Remote fulfillment will display, well, not there won't be a remote fulfillment badge, but it will be displayed on the detail page that the customer will receive this in 5 to 7 business days. And more often than not, the customer will opt to get something else. So keep this in mind when deciding to enroll in remote fulfillment. If you want to opt out of remote fulfillment, Amazon has put here how to opt out of remote fulfillment. If you want to opt into remote fulfillment, that's obviously fine. It might not get you any traction, but just be careful with advertisements, because if you don't run advertisements and you just use remote fulfillment, it doesn't really cost you anything. If you get a sale in Canada and Brazil or wherever it is, it won't cost you anything extra. Just keep that in mind when deciding to invest in Amazon ads in these countries when using remote. As an Amazon seller, you can hire an experienced virtual assistant to help you with your Amazon needs on ecompetesolutions.com. Head on over there and click on this button right here that says Amazon Virtual Assistant. Once you click on that button, it'll take you to a web page where you will find two videos in two different languages explaining all of the features of Amazon Virtual Assistant. Check out all of the different ways that Amazon Virtual Assistant can help you make more money while you have more time to focus on your business.